One of our favorite guests here at GMA, Emmy-winning actor, New York Times best-selling author, director, producer, Kerry Washington. Welcome back. Great to see you.
Thank you. So good to be here. Good morning.
We want to talk about UnPrisoned, but first, you hosted the Democratic National Convention last night.
I did.
Flew straight here, didn't get much sleep, so how was it?
It was electric. It just was so special to be part of that historic moment and to be able to be of service in that way and in community in that way. It was really exciting.
Did you feel that it was a history-making moment?
I did. I really did. And I thought her speech was extraordinary. I feel like she really laid out her values and her priorities and her strengths for people who are undecided. I thought she did a beautiful job conveying what her values and priorities are.
Your Scandal family was all over the place at the DNC, and it was really like superstar cool to see it there, right? So I guess Tony was there just a few nights or a minute before you?
Tony hosted the first night on a Monday, and then I hosted the final night. So we were kind of bookends, but I knew he was still in town. So a couple of hours before the show started, I was hanging out with my friends backstage, and we had this idea of like...
Oh, so it wasn't planned?
No.
Wow.
I called Tony, and he was at dinner with his daughter, and I was like, would you come on stage tonight for like 5 minutes? And he said, to do what? And I said, well, we have this idea. We want to kind of create a moment for social media where people can really be in community online and feel like they're at the event even if they're not here. And I said, will you come bring me my phone? He was like, anything you want. So he was amazing. He
really
was such
fun.
a sport.
Ever the producer.
Yeah, exactly. And you play these iconic characters like Olivia Pope and now Paige Alexander.
Yes.
You're playing comedy in UnPrisoned.
I am. I love UnPrisoned. It's such a special show. It's really like a father-daughter comedy. It's about a dad who's been in prison for most of my character's life, and he comes out and comes to live with me and my teenage son. And Delroy Lindo plays my dad. He is one of my acting heroes. We're having a blast. The show is, people who watch the show like devour it. They can't stop. You binge through it so quickly. What I love about it is that it's about really important issues, like really stuff that matters about criminal justice, about family, about love, about acceptance, but it's funny. Like we're telling this story with a lot of levity and joy.
And they binge it in no small part because of you. So let's take a look at the clip right now.
Can you maybe warn me when you're gonna have company so that I don't come down in my private clothes?
Wore those pants to Target last week, girl.
I raised you better than that.
Oh, let's please not unpack how you raised me. Also, these are Ivy Park.
Paired with Birkenstocks.
I'm gonna go fold some laundry because there's something about being around the two of you that makes me want to put some sharp creases in my jeans.
And your character reaching new horizons. I mean, there's a wrestling match, right?
There is. Last season, we had a dance battle on the show that was such a hit. We knew we had to go outside the box again this season, so we have a great, hilarious wrestling season that we had to train very hard for. My character also goes to a pole dancing class, so we have a really great episode
Oh my
with
gosh, that must have
sexy
been so fun.
hilarity.
Something else not to miss. Another one of your co-stars was just recently here, John Stamos, right?
Yes.
So we asked him, I think at the time when he was here, if he wasn't acting, what would he be? And he said a therapist, right?
I love that.
So when I'm around John, I feel like
he's
he's
a therapist on the show. Our
right?
family therapist.
So I feel like he's been everywhere, done everything, knows
Truly,
everything.
yeah.
Is he the kind of guy you would turn to for information?
You know, I would. Before he came to work on UnPrisoned, we read each other's memoirs because we had both recently had memoirs out last year, and I was blown away by his journey. But I think the thing I go to him for the most when it comes to advice is Disney, because he's a Disney fan like I am. Like he takes his kid all the time,
everywhere,
and
all
he
the
knows
time.
all
Yep,
the secrets.
he
He knows
does.
all the hookups. So he's my go-to guy. I'm like, I'm going to Paris Disney. Who do I talk to? What do I do?
That's a
What's your
good
favorite
inside
Disney
story.
ride?
You know, it changes, but I think Rise of the Resistance is my favorite.
Oh, yeah.
Hitting
Right
the
off
new
the
stuff.
bat, let's talk about your documentary Daughter's 100 rating on Rotten
100% on
Tomatoes.
Rotten Tomatoes. It's such a special documentary. It's interesting because Daughters is about this wonderful program for dads who are incarcerated where they go through a parenting workshop, and at the end, there's a father-daughter dance where they get to take off their jumpsuits and spend time with their daughters, and it changes their lives. I got interested in the documentary because of UnPrisoned. UnPrisoned kind of really taught me a lot about how the criminal justice system impacts families, the ripple effect of these systems. So Daughters is really a deep dive into that idea.
I have not seen it yet, but
It's
Allie and Elliot
extraordinary.
both saw it. They were sobbing
I
as they were watching.
know, I know. My husband was like, what am I watching? This is like, it makes you laugh, it makes you cry. It's really special.
No, well, thank you for coming in. Thank you for having a very short night
Oh,
to join us
thank
here on
you.
Good Morning America.
Thank you for having our star Emmy Yahtzee on the
She
show.
was fantastic.
We're also
Wow.
have
Oh my
Unprisoned,
gosh,
and we're
yeah.
super excited about
Really
that.
great.